everyone, and thank you for watching. We are going to be doing 2 sets of exercises. The first one is going to be an abdominal workout that's going to target obviously the whole entire core, and then after that we're going to be doing a series of back exercises to help strengthen your back. So I would recommend you getting a yoga mat because most of these exercises are going to be on the floor and you're going to want to have a little bit of support so that your joints are not going to be hurting. Let's get going. So all you will need is the yoga mat, and if you have one, a yoga block. We're only going to be using this for one of the exercises to add an extra element to it, but if you don't have one, no problem whatsoever. I'm just going to keep mine here on standby. These exercises, you're going to be 45 seconds on and then 15-second break. And in that 15-second, that's when I'm going to show you what the next exercise is going to be and for you to get ready. Like I said, all of these exercises are done on the floor, so there's not going to be a lot of moving around. First thing you're going to do, you're going to lie on your back and we are going to do scissor kicks, and there are going to be 2 variations of this exercise, one modified and one more challenging. So the first one, a modified version, you're going to have your arms by your side, the legs never touch the floor, and you just alternate like so. The second exercise, or the more advanced version, is you're going to have your head off the floor and you're going to repeat the exercise. You're going to do the exercise with your head off the floor so it targets the stomach a little bit more. Feel free to choose which one you want to do, or you can do the modified version and then work your way up. Ready? Here we go. So I'm going to be doing the modified version. The more advanced version, lifting your head off the floor. Now make sure here that your legs never touch the floor. You're going to keep them up. You don't have to go very fast. The tempo I'm going at right now is plenty. And you also don't want to go too much over 90 degrees. Okay, almost there. Keep your stomach really working. Don't just expect it to work by itself. Okay, now the next exercise we're going to be doing, hands behind your head, and you're going to do twists. So oblique twist. And you're going to do that for 45 seconds. Here we go. Exercise. You're going to try to reach that heel. So we're really targeting the side of our abdominals. Same thing for this exercise. Don't need to go very fast. Try to keep in tempo with me if you can see. Almost there. And finish. Okay, now we're going to do the Pilates side hip lifts. You can do this with your knees bent, which is what I'm going to be doing, or you can do it with your legs stretched out, and that's going to make it a little bit harder. You're going to be on your elbows. Ready? Exercise. You just simply lift your hip off the floor. Making sure that you're still squeezing your belly button into the back of your spine. So always make sure that you are actively engaging your core. Trying to lift your hips up as high as you can, and then you slightly rest it on the floor before you go back up. And keep breathing. Almost there. Okay, good. Now we're going to go into the other side. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Exercise. Also, I forgot to mention, try to keep your legs together. So don't open them as you lift up. Almost there. Last one. Okay. Now we're going to do Russian twist. So you're going to be sitting down. You can have your legs on or off the floor depending on the level of difficulty. And then you're going to twist. Ready? So this off the floor, it's going to make it a little bit more challenging. Feel free to do the exact same thing with your feet on the floor. Make sure that you're not twisting your knees, but you're twisting your body. So from the waist, twisting. Keep breathing. Almost there. Okay, now the next exercise, you're going to be lying down on your back. You're going to do toe touches. So legs stretched out in front, and then you're just going to reach your toes just like that. Are we ready? Here we go. Try not to just use your head to reach, but really feel that your hands, your fingers are really trying to go all the way up to your toes. Make sure we keep breathing. If your neck gets tired, you can put your hand behind your head to keep it more supported. Don't forget to engage the lower part of your stomach, not just the top. Almost there. Okay. Now we're going to go into a plank with your leg lifts. So you're going to be on a plank position on your hands, and then you're going to lift one leg at a time. Ready? You don't need to lift the legs very high because you don't want to twist your hips. Keep your legs stretched out behind you. And keeping your legs parallel as much as you can. 10 more seconds. Okay, so this exercise here, this is when you can use a yoga block to make it more challenging. You just put it right underneath your hips, and then you're here. If you don't have a yoga block, you just do the same thing, like so. You reach the toes forward, so you don't want to bend the toes. This way you reach your toes, so maintaining an almost 90-degree angle, reaching down. Paying attention that you're not moving your body. You can even put your hands, one hand at the gap in your back, and just making sure that it doesn't move anywhere. And going nice and slow, it doesn't have to be fast. And you don't want to move that other leg as you touch the floor. Almost there. Okay, relax. Very last exercise we're going to do. You're going to be sitting up and your hands are behind your glutes. Your legs are bent, and you can keep them on the floor and just go away from your legs, modified, or lift it up and both legs, like this. Trying to keep your shoulders down if you can. Take your time in this exercise. This last one really targets the whole stomach. Almost there. And relax. Now that is the end of our abdominal exercises. You can finish this off with a 2-minute plank. 2 minutes, doing 30 seconds here. On your hands or on your elbows, 30 seconds. 30 seconds side plank. 30 seconds, 30 seconds here. And you can just do this in your own time. You can choose if you want to or not. Totally up to you. We're going to move on to the back exercises next. So get ready for that. So let's get ready for the back strengthening exercises. You're going to want to have a yoga mat just to make it a little bit more comfortable. And if you want, you can have a TheraBand on standby. I will only use a TheraBand for one of the exercises. However, you can use the TheraBand for a few of the other ones at the beginning, just to give a little bit more resistance and working the back a little bit more. These exercises are like the abdominal strengthening exercises, where you're going to have 45 seconds on and then 15-second break. So the first thing we're going to do is you're going to lie on the floor and we're going to do back ups. And we're going to just use the back. So we're not going to use the legs here. I would like to keep for you to keep your legs in a turned out first position and stretch behind you. So careful you don't just relax them. You're going to keep them a little bit engaged, even if they're not necessarily coming off the floor. You're going to have your hands shoulder open to the side here, elbows down, head facing down. You're going to lift up and down, up and down. And we're just really targeting your upper back here. It's going to work your whole entire body, but just really extra focus on your upper back. And then you can use the TheraBand here, pulling it for added resistance. I will not be using it. And then we're just going to press play on the timer, and then we're just going to continue back to back with the exercises, and I will demonstrate before we do the exercise. Ready?
Get ready.
Here we go.
Exercise.
Try to really feel your back is long as you're executing these exercises. Also, make sure you keep your stomach engaged. So you don't want it to be flat on the floor, you want it to be lifted. We're about halfway. And relax. Now the next thing we're going to do is the same, but we're going to add swan arms. So we're going to be down with the arms up, and then as we come up, we're going to bring the arms down and then back up again. Don't try to go all the way up, just your upper back. Here we go.
Exercise.
Breathe in here as you get up, breathe out as you go down. Same thing here, try to elongate your back as you go up. We're about halfway. Okay, now we're going to do Superman swim. So here, your legs are going to be off the floor, and then we're going to be swimming. Ready? This one's going to be quite hard. Here we go. And start swimming. Keep your shoulders down. And same thing, you don't need to go all the way up. And keep your stomach working. We're about halfway. If you get tired, don't push up here because then you're just going to be crunching your back. Put your head back down, breathe a few times, and then keep going. 10 more seconds. Try to get higher. Now, we're going to do the plank walking forward and back. So you're going to be in plank, you walk your hands back, and you walk your hands forward. Ready? Here we go.
Exercise.
Walk your hands back and forward. Keep your core engaged even when you go up into a plank. When you go into a plank, make sure you're straight. Let's do one more. Okay. Now in this exercise, this is when I'm going to be using a TheraBand. I'm going to just have it here. You're going to be in plie, and you put your leg to the side as you bend your arms behind your head. Ready? And shoulders down, staying in a plie. So we're going to make sure that you're plie, and as you can see, my body is just ever so slightly forward, just the tiniest bit. Keep your core engaged here. You should feel this underneath from your shoulders to your elbows. Almost there. We have about 10 more seconds. Okay. So now, the last thing you're going to do,
Workout pause.
the last thing you're going to do is on the floor, and you're going to hold Superman for 1 minute. And when you're in that Superman position, which is very similar, well, like the Superman swim, it's just you don't swim. You want to make sure that you're trying to be even with your back and your legs. So you don't want your back to be higher than your legs. You want to try to be as even as possible as you're holding that position. Shoulders really pressed down. Okay, your turn.